to Bethan's Kitchen and Garden. Today I'm in the garden and I'm going to plant up my celeriac and sweet corn and hopefully some beans and plant out my leeks today. So I'm very excited. This is my large raised bed which I've been putting in over the last few weeks. It's not completely finished yet, but there are areas of it that I can plant into. So that's what we'll be doing today. So I'm going to start off with the celeriac first, and let's get cracking with that. So that is the crown of the celeriac, and I'm just going to bury it as it is. I'm not going to bury it deeper or shallower. It's just going to go in at the surface level and not cover the crown. And the spacing is about 20 centimeters between each plant. I think it recommends 30, but with a lot of things, if you just plant them a bit closer, they just grow a bit smaller. So they'll be fine at this spacing. Now on to watering, helpfully done by my son Griff.
Hello! This is so hard, Mum.
It's hard? Really?
Yeah. Oh, and the sun's going away.
Remember to keep moving the hose, darling.
Okay.
The next lot of planting I'm going to do is two of my crown prince squashes and then the sweet corn. So I'm going to plant these about 1 metre apart this way, and then I'll plant the sweet corn in a grid just behind the crown prince, and then in the middle here I might have some French beans going up when they've come through. I'm having bad germination with my beans this year. So let's get on with doing the squash and the sweet corn. Here they all are, planted up, and they took a bit more room really than I thought they would, but never mind, that's okay. I've still got a bit of room here to put my beans in, and in this area here I was going to put my trellis for climbing squash, which will go from here up and across and down to there. That's my plan at the moment. And here are the dynamic duo watering in my plants. Say hello, you two. And my idea with the sweet corn is in the middle of each four, so sort of like here, I'm going to have French beans climbing up, and the same the other side, so it will maximise this space. Well, that's the sweet corn all planted up. In regards to the sweet corn, I would have rather have planted them up about a week ago, because they've grown a lot this week and it's quite windy at the moment. I kind of need to get them out really. I might have kept them a couple more days to see if the weather got a bit stiller, but they are a bit big, so I hope they don't get blown over in the wind before they've set their roots down, but only time will tell. Right, let's move on to planting out my leeks around the front. So I'm round with my leeks now. I'm just about to plant them out. I've left my leeks in a bucket of water to soak for a good hour or so to try and get rid of the root ball, so that soil falls off and then it's easier to get the leeks away without breaking out too much of the root. And I was trying to dip the holes in the soil, but it's quite dry around here, and I've had to leave. I've just watered the soil so that when I make the imprint with the dibber, the imprint will stay, and then I can just pop the leeks in. But I'm going to have to leave that a few minutes for the water to soak in, so I can then press the holes. So I thought I'd show you the harvest I've just done this morning. So here's the harvest while we wait for this to be done. This is the harvest I was just talking about. Got my meteor peas there. My first pick of broad beans there. Some strawberries and a few red currants and 4 eggs from the chicks. Well, the soil is wet enough now that the indents are staying put. So we're going to take a leek. I've already dipped the holes. I did that earlier. And there's still some very dry patches, so I must make sure I've really thoroughly watered after I've planted them. But I'm just going to put them into the hole.
Mom, can you take mine?
And I find if you turn it as it goes in, then the roots tend to go to the bottom. So, shall we all get on with doing that?
Yeah.
And we'll show you the progress as we go along.
Like that.
That's right. There we are. Right, lovely.
Do you like mine?
Yeah. Here's the leeks, all in their places, and Griff here is just watering it in for me. So what are you doing, Griff?
I'm filling up Mum's beds with water.
That's right, you're filling each hole with water, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's right, you work from the top. Missed that one there, look, darling.
Okay.
So remember to work from one side to the other, yeah? And go until it's full, isn't it? All the leeks are now planted, and they were mostly planted singly. Towards the end there was a couple that were planted multi-sown essentially, but they were sort of the weaker ones, so hopefully something will come from them too. So that's another good job done. I'm hoping to get back into the garden this afternoon to put up my bean A-frame and get some beans into the ground. And I have to go in and do lunch now. So I shall catch you all in a bit. Back in the back garden now, and I've just put up the bean poles and I'm about to plant the beans. So I'll just talk you through what beans I've got to plant now and what my next steps are going to be after that. At the moment I've got 2 bean structures. I've got this one in front, which is going to be for my hyacinth beans. So I've got 5 beans to go around the 3 poles. There's one lot and there's the other 4. They were grown in root trainers, and I was tempted to pot them on so they grew a bit bigger before I planted them out, but I just think I'll just plant them out now. We've had some nice weather so far, so hopefully they'll be all right and they'll settle down and they can spread their roots out straight into the ground. And this one will be for my Allotment beans. Now, I've had really poor germination from my Allotment beans. These were from saved beans, and these 2 shot up within 2 days of me planting them, or sowing the seed rather, and nothing else has come up. And this is and I did a second sowing as well, so I think it might be a trip to the garden centre to buy some either Allotment bean seeds and sow them again, or see if they got any plug plants up there. But let's get what we've got into the ground now, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. Well, I'll try and do this one-handed. It doesn't really go very well as a rule, but let's give it a go. I've already dug the holes, so I'll just put the bean plug plant into the hole, cover it over lightly, and then I'll let it to find its own way up the cane, because it's only grown to about there, so we should put up more tendrils or stem and go further up is what I'm hoping. So I'll just make sure I firm it in quite well, because it does get windy around here. And then I'll do the same with the other ones. Right. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether I've spaced this right, really, because it's quite close to the sweetcorn there, and it's quite close to the crown prince there, but I have to try and maximise every bit of space, and so that's where they are going. So I'll get on with planting the rest of those up, and I'll show you what it's looking like when I've done. And there we are, it's done. They're all in. Hopefully they'll grow away. I just need to water them in now. And I also went ahead and planted up the Allotment beans. So there's 2 little lonely Allotment beans at the moment, but I had to plant them out because they're already up to here. So they really needed to be in their final positions. Well, that's about it for today. I am very pleased to get my celeriac, sweetcorn, beans and leeks in. It feels like it's been going on for ages, but it's nice to get them into their final positions so you can know where to go to water and when to feed, and you can get into that sort of routine. Hopefully I'll get some compost soon so I can finish off the other beds, and I can get the other squashes and whatever else I've got that needs to go in can go into the ground. And I hope you join me next time for whatever shenanigans I'll be getting up to. And this has taken about 3 days to get all this in the ground. Not that there was an awful lot to get in the ground, it's just like keep stop start. So I hope this has made sense, which it probably hasn't. But anyway, please watch me again. Please join me next time anyway. And thank you for liking, subscribing and commenting if you've done so. And thank you for watching if you haven't. Take care. And all I can say about my planting today is lovely job.